In the late 1970s, the idea was to reduce the growth of Chinese population. The policy turned out to be a disaster. It left China with a population that's old and shrinking. In 2015, China relaxed its one-child policy. It allowed couples to have 2 kids. How generous. China's state-owned news agency Xinhua said the change of policy is intended to balance population development and address the challenge of an aging population. What China did not realize is that after decades of one-child policy, it was also left with a skewed population. In other words, a gender imbalance, the biggest in the world. Numbers worsened with high levels of female child mortality. China ended up with what was called missing females. Between 1980 and 2010, male children outnumbered female children by 36 million. Today, China has the world's most unbalanced sex ratio. For every 114 males, there are 100 females. Globally, the average sex ratio at birth is about 105 boys for every 100 girls. In China, there are 30 million more men, 30 million. These men are now having trouble finding wives.
Pause. I saw somebody cover this story. I knew about this whole conversation for a while now, but I saw somebody cover the story, and they didn't necessarily, because they wanted to spin it in a certain way, they didn't cover it like how this newscaster is covering it, which is giving the context as to why you have this disparity between males and females. It's very important, because China is an example that a mentality within the government structure and within society that valued the male's contribution more than the female created a policy of which the female was less favorable. She was sold, she was taken to orphanages, she was oftentimes aborted, infanticide, because you got one shot to get that male. So the parents, many, would do all of these things so that they can erase that female. Literally, that's why we have missing women in this culture, and aggrandize the male. Now, there were some parents who said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to keep our one girl. We're going to send her to college, educate herself. And this is the backdrop for what has created the 30 plus million male imbalance to females, right? They started in the 1980s up into 2015. That's a whole 40 plus. No, almost 40 plus years. Where we at? Yeah, 30 something years. Okay, 35. So let's continue to listen.
Especially in rural areas. That's because men in rural areas are less educated and underemployed. So they end up as less desirable suitors. And this is interesting, listen to this. Men in rural areas of Shaanxi, Henan and Hunan are reportedly having to offer as much as $155,000 when asking for a woman's hand in marriage. That's dowry 2.0. Dark humor aside, in 2020, the Global Times published an article. It said the squeeze would become worse in 20 to 30 years. The problem is real. What is China planning to do about it?
Before we get to what China's planning to do.
One NGO in
Wait a minute. Before we get to what China is planning to do, we see that the same thing that we saw in the the South Korea video is that the men who are not able to now to live up to this expectation financially create an issue for these women who now have access to resources. So the question is, what did her economy and willingness to succumb to certain conditions that women no longer want to do, what does that have to do with their past willingness? Like, if they had a choice in times past to do what they're doing now, would they have done it? So did they do it for the love of their family or their husband, or did they do it because it was a way out of poverty or a way out of their family houses? This is a question we must ask, and we can still answer these questions in many poorer countries around the world, which is a topic that I will continue on in the days and weeks to come.
China has proposed playing Cupid. It's called the Shaanxi Think Tank Development Association, and it says leftover urban women, that's what it calls them, leftover urban women, should be paired with surplus rural men. Who are these so-called leftover women? Women above the age of 27 who are unmarried, highly educated and urban. If you fall in this category in China, you will be called Sheng Nu, or leftover women. China will also totally disregard your choice to remain unmarried or marry at a later age. This Chinese NGO now has marriage proposals for these women. It also has some advice. Do not feel afraid to go and live in rural areas, it says. The NGO also has proposals for the Chinese government. Number one, offer incentives to encourage urban women to move to rural areas. And number two, provide vocational training to Shengnan, or leftover men, surplus men as they're called, to make them better suitors. And I'm not making any of this up.
I know you're not making any of this up. There was so many documentaries on this leftover woman phenomenon, and I find it fascinating where the men are the surplus and the women are classified as leftover, but you don't have enough to leave over. The thought is that there's a shortage of suitable women for these men. And now the government, the same government who told them women didn't have value, when they realize now that the population is going to be severely affected by the fact that the next generation doesn't have suitable mates, now they're coming and overdoing it on the other side, trying to push them back into the country, putting disparaging titles on them. I mean, this stuff is on television, it's on billboards, it's in the social construct now to try to guilt you, the woman, the Chinese woman, back into the home when on the other side you told her she wasn't even wanted. And she wasn't even desired. So it's kind of like this back and forth game that one has to ask, do you really value her? Or is she only now valued because you see that eventually you too will die? Because at one point you didn't see her as a part of you. And now that you realize, it's like, you're putting together a piece of whatever and you throw out a piece because you don't think you need it until you need it. And then you're digging in the garbage to go find it. That's kind of like, to me, what it looks like. Like, oh man, we got to go get that back because we need that piece to go forward. Let's finish this up.
And I know how atrocious all of this sounds. Well, China has seen worse, to be fair. Women have been trafficking from northern Myanmar into China. Women have been trafficked. Reports say these women were sold for anything between $3,000 to $13,000 to Chinese families. Once bought, these women were held as prisoners and pressured into producing babies. Another scandal came to light in 2019. Brides from Pakistan were being trafficked into China. The Associated Press claimed that at least 629 women were sold to Chinese men. They were abused, raped. The Chinese Foreign Ministry said it was unaware of any of it. It said the two governments, the ones of China and Pakistan, support the formation of happy families between their people on a voluntary basis in keeping with the laws and regulations. Disregard for consent can never be the answer to bridging the gender imbalance. So the question remains, what can China do about its skewed sex ratio? One article published in Human Rights Watch has proposed polyandry. It asks whether multiple husbands can solve China's gender imbalance.
Madness. You see, so when people come into spaces and try to play the creator, we end up in what we're seeing now, what we're witnessing now. When we don't value each and every person as they contribute to the whole, we go down the line 20, 30, 40 years and realize, oops, we made a mistake. And so China's not the only one who's experiencing males going into other countries or families, like we just saw the one in Korea and many other places, and they're importing these women from other places to make sure that their family line goes on. Let me know your thoughts about this leftover woman conversation. And did you hear about it before? Can you add anything? Let me know. Put it in the comment section below. Once again, my name is Amuna. This is Noteworthy.